Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest Worlds of ZZT livestream. I'm Dr. Doss, curator of the Museum of ZZT, and I'll be your tour guide today as we do a little construction instead. It is once again time for the latest 2.4 hours jam session, and actually I'm a little bit late, which is funny because I think for the last one I was the first one to go. I was too early. I did the early bird, and now I'm doing the makeup session because the timing wasn't working out for me otherwise. Axe Immortal, welcome. Thank you for the follow. We have 2.4 hours. That's 144 minutes. Once again, I am always second guessing my little timer on the side to make sure that I put in the correct number, but that seems like it's the right amount of minutes. So we got a little shy of 2.5 hours to make a game from scratch, and that is what we're going to be doing today with ZZT. Specifically, I'm going to actually be using Weave, which this isn't my first time using Weave, but it is my first time using Weave for one of these jams. Just because I've been working with it enough lately that I feel somewhat comfortable. I was worried last time that I'd be spending most of my time just running around in circles trying to remember how to do things. Hello, welcome on in everyone. Hello to Nicole and Snorb and Zin and Marbles and Drajon. Is that how do you pronounce that one? Is it different than Dragon? I would assume it is. Yeah, Zin, sorry that Sunday doesn't work out for you, or Snorb, apparently. Oops. Apparently this Sunday was not the ideal timing for this, but because I'm already doing it with like the late scheduling, I really don't want to make Will hold up the contest for me, assuming he even would. I don't want to put myself in that position of demanding that the competition be rescheduled to cater to me. So unfortunately, Sunday stream is going to be lacking in some of these authors. Kadar, welcome on in. Thank you for the good luck. Rajon, that makes sense. I can work with that. I can figure that out. Yeah, we've got 2.4 hours, which is already a little bit longer than my streams usually go. So I don't want to dawdle for too long on this little pre-stream scene. Kind of want to just get right into it. The nice thing about having those topics in advance, which I didn't even bring up, is that I had some time to actually think about what I want to do, and I think I have a plan here already. Been many a year since I made anything in ZZT. Curious to watch y'all do one. You're gonna be in for a surprise then, because you'll get an idea of what Weave is like for more modern ZZTing per se. I guess more powerful. I don't know. It's a big thing. But long story short, what I'm doing here isn't strictly vanilla, as it were. Let's see here. Let's quickly cover the topics, and then we'll get right to it. We had a set of 3 options this time, and then I guess a 4th one got added at some point. I see there's a 4th on the page, and it wasn't there originally. We've got on a bus, set your game on a bus. Makes sense. We've got 3, 2, 1, 3 hours, 2 colors, 1 board, 36 extra minutes, 3 colors if you count black, and 2 boards if you count the title screen. All kinds of asterisks on that one. No thank you. And Imposter features something that looks innocent but isn't. Open for interpretation. And then I guess at some point we got a 4th topic added down here that says on a hoss. Set your game on a hoss. And you know, I kind of wish I came up with something for that, but I'm feeling the bus today. Set your game on a bus. It's going to be a very liberal interpretation of bus with what I had in mind, but I think it will count as bus gaming. I'm excited to be able to take advantage of some of Weave's shortcuts. I don't super have my setup here particularly good for it, unfortunately. Like, I don't have any other window capture set, so I'm gonna try and do all the coding directly in KevEdit or Loom itself, rather than relying on external files, but you know. Yeah, we should probably get to it here. Let's switch over. No, not to the ZZT scene. We're not starting with a game. We're starting with a blank slate. Or blank enough. Got this. Are things present on screen? Perfect. Designed puzzles, you say? Good luck. Let's see here. Last thing I need to do is actually start the timer. And then I'll let you know how I'm feeling. I made basically a test object to make sure that Weave was working properly. And it is. I don't think I'm going to need it. If this is my title screen at the end of this, we're in trouble. I also made torches a different color to make sure that that's working. Weave in general, not specifically torches. I don't think I'm going to need torches. Let's see here. Click this button. Yes. What's that other guy in the corner? What was his deal? I don't know. I already forget. I know I tested the global object, but well, I wouldn't have reason to be here. Zin, I did peek for just a second while you were streaming, and I saw a board that, in my mind, all I saw was like line walls. Because I don't like to spoil myself for these, but I saw line walls, and my brain went to Link's Adventure again, so we'll see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using global object or anything like that, because again, I want everything to be done in Loom here specifically. Gonna hopefully keep my config file editing to a minimum and all that. Alright, we're putting this off for too long. Let's get this timer ready. Gonna get the backup going on my phone, just in case something goes horribly wrong. First time doing one of these jams on my new phone. On, I say, as I... Oh no, apparently it's not, because I have a 2-hour, 24-minute timer. I guess I had it for the last one, too. Everyone loves an object. Object files are great, but I just don't want to do it right here, right now. Okay, let's get this timer going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Clock's a-ticking. Okay. 2 hours and 24 minutes to go. Thank you all for the good luck. So what am I doing? I'm making a game where the bus is a UFO. I don't have a name for it, so it's going to be UFO Bus right now. I'm trying to let it come to me as I go for the most part. Also debating if I want to try and put it on one board or split it across a few. Might be easier just to split it, just so I don't have to worry about things interrupting other things. But I've got a basic idea for a 3-phase mini-game, basically. I need a nice small, well, bigger than that. Not that small a window. That's a bit better. We'll center it in a second. We're going to have 3 phases here. We're going to have one where you take your bus to a planet here, and there's going to be some people running around who wish to board the bus, and you're going to basically grab them with a tractor beam to bring them onto your bus. The repulsor lifts on the bus. Go float, 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 indeed. Then we're going to fly them off to their destination, and that's just going to be your classic, I guess, Flappy Bird. It's not. I don't think I'm going to have that kind of physics, but it's going to be the iconic ZZT, dodge the things that are headed in your direction for a little bit of time. And then afterwards, I want you to get people to leave the bus. I want something, and this is where my plans are already not super concrete. I want people to go to airlocks, and I want you to be in charge of opening the airlock when it's ready to be opened. Well, like when you're properly docked with a space station or something. And you know, if you screw it up, they get sucked out into the vacuum of space, but that's fine. That's my sense of humor for this game, I think. That's what I'm going for. Right now, it's just a rectangle. I'll probably center this at least a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to move our player off to here. Now, it's weave. I don't need to have the player pressing arrows or anything. I don't think Will is here to answer all my questions, if I have questions. So I may have to rely on y'all to save time. The good news is, a few years back, when I did the... oh, what did I call it? The Joy of ZZT series and made the Mars rover, I did do a little mini game where you steered a UFO from side to side and abducted humans. So I kind of just want to do that again, from scratch. So what we're gonna need for sure is the central part. Oops, sorry, central part of said UFO. I'm gonna hit the wrong keys a lot because I'm also. Do I have a scene that's just Kev edit? Yeah. You can see on my sidebar I don't have F1 through F4. I've been doing ZZT work on my tablet, and with the way the function keys are set up there, my option is to be able to hit the F keys or page up and page down, and I want to be able without hitting the little FN switch. And I'd really don't like having to do that. So I did the normal thing and recompiled Loom so that I can just use these keys, which I'm realizing I'm still hitting a modifier key, but you know, don't question my logic. Okay, we're just gonna... we'll design the UFO later. Let's see, how did I do it even in vanilla ZZT? I think I remember doing like boulders. Oh, what? Why is that boulder? Oh, because it got selected accidentally. Yeah, I think it did something like this, so it would be like able to be side to side in some way. Oh, I don't know how to even begin here. Let's just say beam. Beam up. We're gonna need some dudes running around down here horizontally. Ideally, this would be something that's arcadey and level based and could be played until you can't play anymore, but I don't know if I have time for that. So we're going to start with one level and see where the evening takes us. We'll have some dudes. We will make the dudes base. Let's put a couple dudes. Why don't we do it like this? Kind of more like a shooting gallery kind of thing. You can bind, dude. Okay. So we're just going to have these guys head to the east. Until they hit a wall, in which case they hit a wall. And then do that on loop. Okay, eventually these guys would hit this barrier here, and then I would just have them jump back to the beginning. Which in Weave, I probably should open the manual. Like I said, I'm taking a big risk by using Weave, but it should be able to save me time. I believe it's /@ for this one. There's a lot of directions. Oh, where's the quick start guy? That's the good one. Go straight to the XY coordinates on the board. Perfect. That's what we want. So, at, what are these coordinates going to be? 16, 19? No, 17, 19. think this should just give us that. Let's switch over here. They march. Well, they bunch up in the corner. Why must they? Try east blocked. What? That's just normal code. Why would it not hit blocked? I'm instantly confused. Alright, let's do it. 1619. Oh nope, it's 1719. Yeah, that's not going to be an error because it just happens to be blocked there. Did I say? That's 16. I'm so used to having to do like the little secret conveyor belt where they'd go down here and they'd like wrap around and come out the side where it would actually be a fake wall and all that. 1719. Playable game? There we go. Okay. Next we want a steerable ship. I might just do what Will always says, and I don't think anybody else has done. Where it's like, just keep doing vanilla ZZT stuff until you run into something that sucks to do. So, you know, we can just have some arrows. That's perfectly fine. Here's you in the driver's seat of your bus. I mean, maybe we can draw out the bus on the side over here. Yeah, I do. Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil indeed. Hi, Will. You knew. I knew you'd know. That's fine. We're just we'll do this bit old school. Do you know how many times in my life I have wrote these 5 identical lines? I don't know why I named this. These 4 identical lines? Hey Rejax, welcome on in. We're gonna abduct some people in a UFO game today. Ship west. Ship east. Now I'm still of the opinion that it should be up, even though I am going to be firing a beam down. What are y'all can provide your input and tell me if you think up or down is the sensible button to press for a tractor beam. But in my mind, it's a ZZT game and we got this layout. It's got to be up. Pressing down is insane. Like, no. And I'm already regretting naming that other part the beam. Ship beam. Okay. Ship. West. East. Beam up? What? Why would it be beam up? Oh, I guess we're beaming them up. It's up relative to these guys. Here, you want to do a little weave magic? It would be what? 8 to 15? Does that work right? Oh, color eye every time, yeah. Yeah, because we can change other things. I have fixed it. In March. Yeah, I mean, we can change the timing on that later. There. No, the game looks a little nicer. That's always a plus. I didn't touch the arrows while I was there. Still even have it running. Okay, left, right. Beam's not going to do anything. Okay, let's... You know, I said, since I didn't have the scenes, I wanted to minimize time spent editing the config file. But I'm still going to have to do it. And I moved out of the folder. Add some counters here. We'll say count. I don't know, level. Say that'll be a special secret tool for me. Probably won't actually end up doing anything with it. Now let's do max. Max pass. I should write this down in here. Yeah. Max pass, count. Those are the important ones. Okay, so if there's a beam, we're gonna let's see. First, we're gonna produce a beam. Now, the traditional way to do that would be to just push a bunch of green boulders to the south, and quite frankly, I don't have any objections there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Laser walls. I'm sorry, it's June. That was last month. Okay, so put down some bouldery beams. Now, I could edit the config and make the green boulder up here like one of these characters. There's options. Again, let's do the proof of concept first before I make it pretty, because I don't know how much time I'm gonna have for this, especially since I don't really have sign right here. I mean, those aren't even pushable by default, so I have to do some kind of editing for that. Let's see here. Let's see if blocked. No, if detect at 19. This object x coordinate 19 objects abduct. Okay. Otherwise, you whiff. I'm just gonna do that for now. We abduct. We will lock this so you can't steer it out of the way. No, I want them to rise up. So I wonder how fast. I'm just curious now how clumped together these guys are gonna get. Again, we'll see. We'll duct here. We will send. Oh, actually, yeah, that is. I could just directly send it to the correct guy and not every guy. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Alright, so what was that? Send at this x19 ducts. To be clear, this is consensual. These are people going to work. They're going about their business. Does it need... Oh, I guess it would need the slash, yeah, because otherwise it's going to think it's a label there. I like that I have 2 co-authors for this game. Okay, I guess we could just idle for the appropriate amount of time. That seems a little clunky. The locking here, I don't know if I actually want to lock. I'd probably rather like lock the controls or something. I'll do that at some other point. There's, again, options for this. Okay, so we'll we'll send this guy, you, board the ship. Hawk north. Eventually we thud. We're going to increase the number of people on the bus. We're going to warp back to 1719. If there's a cycle delay because it's already occupied, so be it. What did I say? I should have wrote this down. 1719. Oh, I'm realizing that this is actually... You could use the many counters to just record these as constants, actually. Not today, though. Wait. Okay. Wrong thing. Yes. Oh, we can just go to blocked for that. Okay. We should handle whiffing so I could at least test this. I already know that the green boulders are going to be a problem because they're not walkable. So I have to change that. Let's do the stopgap. Now they're walkable. If you whiff... Then we're just gonna get rid of the fakes. Let's do that only on success, so that way I can draw more on the board easier. Alright, you go here. Okay, so if you whiff your beam, we'll get rid of that. We'll wait a moment. Then we'll allow you to resume. I don't have anything locking this in place yet, but... Boulder walkable, true. Well, I don't want it to look like a boulder either, is the thing. Let me just stick with this for the time being. But we do have, like... Ooh, these dudes iterate. Oh no, there was a flash. Oh, right, because it's like super fast. Oh, no, we got one. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh no, they're all returning to their home planet now. That's good. Okay. That may have gone poorly. Thank you for stopping in, Nicole. So wait, why did you do that? Oh, because we didn't stop walking. So we jumped back here, but we're still going north. Stop walking. What? Oh. Thank you for sticking around, then. Definitely need feedback for... That's all wrong. Okay. Yeah, a little... Oh, well, you didn't get to see it. But we did abduct one. We've got residue. Like I said, there's work to be done. Yeah, I'm already like, oh boy, I'm gonna give myself... I want there to be 3 phases here. I think this is gonna be very minimal. Okay, so let's see. You get abducted. What is it? Is there put under? How do I get rid of the fake underneath it? I know there's a way to do that. Under. Let's see. Okay, it is just under I then. Okay. Yeah. Put under yourself an empty tile. Green gate. Change green fake empty. Better. Might just do that later, just to see what does this look like in action. Oh, but I'm good at my game now. Yeah, I've got the timing down. Ah. Okay. So I think rather than have a finite bus size, I think I might just slap a timer on here, and it's like step 1. Get as many of these fools as you can. And yeah, like I said, I don't have anything locking this in place. Let's just... because I only need to lock the controls, and those are objects here, so... beam on. Whiff or abduct. We're gonna just... probably benefit from making that its own section, instead of repeating ourselves. Clear beam on. Actually, we don't even have to touch the controls. We can do it here. If beam on. Well, no, because we don't want this code to be interrupted. We do need to do it on the controls. If not, beam on. Move the ship. If not, beam on. Move the ship. If not, beam on. Beam the beam. Okay. Back to gameplay. Should be able to... I can move. I can zap. I can duct. It's satisfying. If I had a spaceship, I think this is probably what I'd do all day. I'd help people get to work on time. What if... I'm going to play around with this a little bit. First and foremost, I'm going to do the classic, make it look like it's supposed to look like this. There we go. Now the board looks intentional and not just scribbled onto a space. They're very picky. Okay, now it just looks like a nice smaller board. What do I want to do here? We can get slightly more decorative. They work the night shift. Getting distracted by the detail work. There we go. Dang it. There. Now you can see my beautiful work. Okay. These guys are pacing around just for... sure. There we go. Okay, that's looking a little better. Ship moves back and forth. Ship grabs things. count goes up. Is that all we need? Well, we need a timer. And to make sure, right, we're good on... I had the timing. Oh, that's what I had the thought of doing, actually. We'll make it a little easier on the player. We're gonna do... Here, let's do it like this. Horizontal slider. Okay. Then I would like... I kind of want like a crosshair. And I'm just going to change the color of this so that you can tell where you're currently aimed. And I would like to do that where? I guess... That's going to be on a different cycle. I mean, hang on, I can just do the... Yeah, because if the beam is on, ship will never receive these other messages. So if I just have a copy, basically... Then we'll just go with the old-fashioned... Our old friend, the dark blue on dark blue fake. Will this look correct? Oh, well. And they stay synced enough, I think. Ooh, we got him. Whoa! Thought something happened to that, man. Ah, oh, okay. We can beam when we're beaming for some reason. That's not ideal. Alright, Hunter, you're supposed to be a fake wall. Well, why are you beaming when we're beaming? If not beam on, beam. But we're not, right? We're still working, like I can't beam and move, right? Yeah, why is that? You know, where are we losing control there? Oh, okay, right, because we're not waiting to clear this. Demon should be cleared by our dudes when they thud. There we are. Oh, J-Guns, thank you for the sub. The details have not come in. They never seem to for some reason lately. Okay, I think that should fix this. Beam. I missed. Oh, and now I froze it. Okay. Right, because if you whiff, you still need to clear the flag. Happy ZZT Friday to you. So then in this case, here we're going to clear beam on. Oh, that's probably how I was able to get them when they were so close. Yeah. Huh. That's kind of a... There's kind of a strategy to that in the sense that, like, we had two objects next to each other, and you'd want to take the one more inward just to kind of get the spacing to be better. I'm sure this is a very complex game. Alright, that's not too bad. Why not? Let's just go for broke. We'll put one more dude. Play with our positioning a little bit. You can be Barney. Strat is don't miss, that's right. Okay. What's the first thing that's gonna act here? I guess we can just load it up in here. What's that? Well, let's just put a little new game in the corner. You can set some stuff up for us. Let's see, we'll set count to 0, we'll set the max. Yeah, we don't want max passengers actually, we decided not to. We just want... Scene. Man, why am I so bad at it today? And in general, actually, lately. Let me just add another counter. I don't want to overload. I don't want to use time, because that's already a ZZT one. I don't want that to possibly screw anything up. I don't think it would. Because you can get away with it in just vanilla ZZT on the board, as long as the time limit is actually set on the board. But let's just go with... Why did I erase that? Timer. I'll say 61. Everyone's favorite and funniest number. Let's do. We'll let you handle that. I don't even need to put an object down in the HUD area. I can just do it from here. Right at watermark coordinates 1822. Okay, decrement the timer. This. Take that, player. Yeah, I do know that's a thing. Isn't there, like... a trick? Also, don't I need to specify colors or something? I feel like this is not the full... Right. Well, let's see what happens. It's always fun to watch these things break spectacularly. Perfect. No notes. Foreground to background. Green, black. Green, black, carrot. You. Actually do something in the config real quick. There we go. Now I can better tell in my previews that I'm in the right scene. I'm not looking at two identical boards. Okay. I don't know why I suddenly thought that one game tick was going to be in an entire second. Let's just make this a big number. Time. Are y'all feeling that this is a bus game, by the way? Am I on topic? Strict array. Yes, let's just do that here. Strict array. True. One thing that kills me with Weave is for some reason I want to write certain things in caps and other things not, and it just looks really bad when I write it. I'm still used to just doing all lowercase in ZZT. Alright, let's see what we got here now. Oh, hey, I didn't even consider that impacts like the scroll window. Okay. Now it's too big a number. $151, why not? How many can I get? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm realizing my timer still needs more work. 6. Okay, that kind of does it. 6. Let's do more time than that. Oh, what? Just need a space after the caret. Oh yeah, that'll make it left aligned. Yeah, that's fine for a jam. I was gonna start like calculating the offset with the wrong coordinate apparently. Sorry, 18, 22. Okay, so the dudes have boarded the bus. What else do we need to display here? Passengers? You know, in theory, I don't know what the lose condition is going to be for this, but we have a level counter, dang it. Level is 0, new game. Otherwise, next level. So that's kind of what I had some idea for. I was telling Gate my plans, and Gate really liked the idea of there being like pod people that you have to jettison into space. But I don't know. I'm already worried about my time. Let's write these other counters. Right at. Why do I not write down my coordinates? 25 and 39. Just make them all left. 25 and 39. 25, 39. Black passengers. Passengers. No, counts. That's because we didn't want the world's longest counter name. And then timer, count, level. Hey, Retro Homebrew. Welcome on in. Green, black, that. Okay. I think this is technically playable. Son of a gun. Bad object kind. What did I break? Timer, count, level. Timer, count, level are defined. Do I just do debug equals 1? I guess I'm running the template. No, no. That debug. Ah. Oh, the Wordle file, not the config file. Bad object kind. That array count. Oh, can array not be 0 now? Now that I told it not to do that. Oh, count is a special word. Is it? For what? Count color element. You can count the number of things on a board like that? That's nuts. Okay, let's just say boarded. We'll say on bus. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I'm curious if there's any plans for like an optional version of change where you pass like a top left and bottom right, or top left and width and height, and it's just for a region. Just vaguely. You know me, every time I'm always like, what did Zig have? What could Zig do? The superior ZZT clone, the greatest one there ever was. Okay, so if count is reserved on bus. Okay, so now I think we should be good. I didn't actually change that code. On bus. How's my time? Hour and 40 to go. Yikes. Yeah, gotta fix all of those. Dude. Gotta update my dudes. On bus. Come on. Oh, wow. Okay, 14 passengers on my bus. I've been on buses with fewer people than that. That seems good. I'm going to pause my timer here. I'll be back in 1 minute. Let's see. That pause? Perfect. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. Okay. Let's pick up where we left off. So this is at least minimum viable product, I would say. We can put people on the bus. Very tiny bus, but a bus. I went over here to add a passage to the next board. Driving. Let's just keep this size playfield. Get rid of like everything else here. Let's tuck you in the corner there, as one does. Find the player clone. I guess you could die here, because you could just smash into stuff. I got it. I got a joke. People love jokes. I really do just want to do this like vanilla. I don't even know. I mean, I could do something like a health bar with weave, but like I don't know how I would start that. At least during something with time constraints. I do not wish to experiment on something so simple. Okay, so our tiny UFO, which is probably going to end up being tiny. Oh, I didn't start my timer back. I didn't unpause my timer. Well, I mean, I didn't pause the phone timer either, so we'll play it by ear as I always do. Gonna go to jail. Yeah, don't stress it. This isn't gonna win the contest anyway. Okay. What's a good one character? Force of habit. Historically, all these things were considered contests with winners and losers, but in my brain, they're always contests. Alright, so this is going to be our ship once again. Oh, this time we get the vertical controls. Pastel one is a good one too, but I don't want this bus to have the world's strongest hull. We don't have to worry about beam. So here it's just going to be north and south. Maybe I should keep it horizontal. I'm going to do that for consistency. I have no idea if it's easier or harder like this. This is also super wide for how tiny the bus is, but now it's a bus, so like your passengers are going to request stops. see, are we gonna have time for the third phase? Oh, an hour and a half, give or take. Hopefully. Maybe it'll just be a big old failure. Okay. We're gonna recycle our dudes to be vertical. This time at 17. I don't think I'm gonna play with the appearance so much. Okay. Don't have to worry about any of that. I guess 48, 49, 50 are decent enough. That's a quick and dirty range. Okay, we have to make sure that there is something in every column. Oh, no, hang on. Bind. Beyond the stars. Make sure you got a nice wide berth. This is probably going to actually be way too dang hard. Anyway, kind of cluster them. Actually just make them immediately. No, that's still going to be correct. We'll do one preemptive randomization. Got one for you. Well, okay, you need to be... Actually, I guess we can... No, we only need left and right. That's easy enough. Left and right. Alright. Classic, dodge them. Try south. Wait, why is this? Oh, for the abducting is when it was using thud. So we just want you to walk south. Thud. Block goes back to here. Okay, we're still gonna have a loop, even though this is, I know this is redundant putting this in a loop, but we'll do it like that. And 90 minutes to go. I think I can make a level if I'm lucky with all three planned parts. And when it thuds, that means you either hit the ship, the bus. I have to keep saying bus so that I'm on topic. You either hit the bus hit the star, or you've hit the bottom. So we're just going to detect, this is fake walls. Let's unfake that wall. So if you are at y coordinate 19, then you hit you don't really need to change the walk direction. We just go to blocks. Then it jumps back to the top. Changes his appearance. Not thud. Yeah, no. Thud. Thud's correct. And otherwise we hit the bus. And if we hit the bus, I should really just have used another counter, honestly, actually. I'm gonna just make HP as a counter for the bus. Sorry, classic row of breakable walls that get shot by bullets. It's 2026. We don't have to do it like that anymore. A whole colon deck. We'll just have an object here. You're technically going to be invisible. Whole. Right at 1722. I mean, it doesn't have to. I could just be east, honestly. Again, let's just keep it simple. Green on black. Array. Single digit should honestly be fine. I'll tweak the UI at some point. Set HP. Darts. Yeah, we'll do 10. Set array to HP, not the other way around. I'll take HP 1. We'll say crash. We'll game over later. HP is 0. Crash rise. We're going to write that. That's a dashboard for you. Let's see what we got here. I think I can jump. Oh, the HP is not going to be set if I just jump to this board. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this as like a looping game. Let's just do a debug object. Well, it's going to be 0 immediately is the thing. Let's do that. As a little reminder to ourselves. Okay, I think this board should be playable now, just from the start. Can't steer the ship. Oh god. Okay, what a way to go. Alright, I got a lot of questions here. First and foremost, ship east. Ship east, what? Ship west. These guys are going to be a little slower, also. Why did that not move left or right, though? That's pretty... There's not a lot there. Ship E. Not locked. Fresh board. Oh, I just... Whatever. Oh, well, we're still... No, the capitalization won't matter. Still automatically losing... Oh, because they're not resetting. Something is screwy with that. Walk south. Thud. This Y is 19. Which it is. Then we go to... Is it because we're still thudding? Yeah, I keep again. Stupid walk command. So useful until it's not. I'm gonna also... Well, slow it down a little bit. Yeah, still forgetting to change my scene. Okay, well, it's gotten slightly better. This also needs to be not always 17. That's our issue, I think. At 17, it should be... Can't be this X. I need to store that. No, it's X score and it's never changing. Yeah, I had this backwards. So this should be 6. If this Y is 19 blocked, does this do it? We shall see. There we go. Kind of. It's still quite fast. But I mean, you can kind of dodge. Okay, so we need to better handle crashing. Alright, otherwise we tell the hole to decrement, and then we still go back to blocked. That should give us a perpetually scrolling star field. 8, 7, 6. Okay. Definitely needs to be slower though. Wow. Right. Because Weave is running at like double speed by default compared to ZZT. So even this is going to be quite fast. Curious if that's going to screw anything up. Because now we're not running code every tick. Again, I've got hour 15, so it's probably gonna just be that way. I kind of like the fast speed is the thing. I'm kind of realizing that like it's really surprising that vanilla ZZT games didn't end up going that route once they stopped, like the ones that you don't just run around shooting lions and tigers in. I know Draco's inedible vomit uses like the super fast game over speed. Oh wow, there was just like, oh right, because only the leftmost one is that fast, or is taking that cycle, because bind isn't going to share the cycle. Okay, that also, okay. I was gonna say, even if I don't mind it being a bit faster, 5 seemed quite excessive. We're going to do this. We're going to leave it at 1. And we're going to set it here to cycle 2. And I think now... Okay, yes, this looked a lot more reactable. I'm also noticing there's this banding with how these are placed. It seems like there's a spot where it's really convenient. But I guess that's, again, not the worst thing in the world. But see, now I'm not hitting anything at all because I'm an adult who can steer a bus in space. Like, the correct thing to do would be to come up with a more complex system than a static pattern. I'm gonna try something risky. Yeah, I was gonna do something like that. Well, I like the snappiness of it is the thing. I don't know if I want to... Let's do this. We'll pretend that you start, you know, you're accelerating. So originally, everything moves slowly. I was thinking, yeah, randomize the cycle. I just don't know if how often that's going to produce, like, unwinnable garbage is the thing. It's going to feel very arbitrary, I feel. Because I can't have, like, a dead column where you're always safe. I have to have something. And, like, on a time budget of more than, like, 2.5 hours, you know, you could adapt. You could do other things to make it still work. But I don't have that luxury. But yeah, let's random 2 to 4. And we'll see what this looks like. I'm gonna have it start slow. I do think that's important. Let the player get their bearings. Also, didn't I actually leave it on cycle 2? No, okay. Let them get their bearings a bit. So it's gonna start off chill. Yeah, and now you can feel it speeding up. That's good. Still seems... Yeah, the dead zone is certainly gone. But it's still quite easy. How can I make it a little more just a little more difficult? Just enough so you could, you know, die. What does that look like, this tick speed you keep talking about? Ooh. I kind of actually... This seems a little bit better. Again, it's a very simple system. I feel like the correct answer is that there's no just, like, blind parameters there. Oh. Oh. Hi, Goldbuick. Thank you for the sub. Dr. Doss wants you to die. It's true, and you should say it. I just want you to get bonked a little. Well, you know, actually... No, this will work, because, again, there's more to it than just dodging the stars. Let's keep this. Shucks, now I wish I did just make that. We can rip that out. On this. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like nothing. Also, let's see. Thanks for the 25 months up. I don't think it matters. Okay. So again, because you're on a bus, the passengers are going to request a stop. So, did I make a counter for that in my list here? Not really. Let's see. We'll do stop at and prog for progress. Every tick, my not quite global objects. Not going to worry about any of this right now. Halfway point. I mean, that's about where I feel for the game, so it might be okay. Give progress 1. Give progress. We'll make the odometer. Okay. God help you if the number gets that big, but I think this works out. Should be displaying all this stuff. Nope. Oh, why did I say prog 1? Oh, I think I just missed a space. Yeah. I missed a space. Actually, wait. What else is going on there? Passengers is also displaying incorrectly. On bus. Oh, I guess we should do that for debug also. Debug stuff. What did we get? Like 12? Oh, I think it was like 14. Let's just go with 10 for testing. Okay, still off. Because I didn't update the coordinates, did I? No. 3822. Alright, so which one of these was actually the broken one? The odometer. Oh, because I did the strict array here. Boy, if only there was some kind of global object I could ensure was running some of these things on every board while I tested. Well, nothing to be done. We just have to suffer. Odometer not going up. It should have gone up by now, I'm sure. Give object 1. Oh. Well, it should have still gone up once. What's that? Object 1. Reset that. Give prog 1. That array prog. You're not looping. I did remember. Okay, you're not looping either. Right, because this one is just receiving messages. These ones need to loop. Yeah, yeah. I find that I very rarely end up wanting to go with restart in the long run. More often than not, I'm like, I wish I just used a label. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Stop requested. I need to figure out the spacing here. That's probably gonna be off center no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that was 8. Yeah. Boy, don't I know it. How did I screw that up? Oh, because this one doesn't have the follow-up. But that's not gonna matter. It should very much be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. Move you over 1. Okay. 22.5. Alright, so let's see. Is this thing ticking? This thing's ticking. Let's see. If stop at. Yeah, we should do this on board enter. Let's make you a label. I don't know. We'll start writing it here and figure it out where I should go from there. So we would then set a new stop at. Actually, I need to get a feel for how long this should take. What should this number be? I'm going to use the odometer as a reference point. About 15 and 30? That's going to make for a long section, though, if you've got a dozen passengers. Well, it's a bus. We could just have it have a random number of passengers leave. Just like a real bus. In my bus game. Let's say, okay, random. One. Let's say 1 to 4. And if. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's how many are going to leave. We'll get to that later. But now I say 15 to 30. How about 12 to 25? Skew it down slightly. Okay. And this will be how long you have to react to that stop request. I mean, I know you're not hitting the stop at, like, literally immediately. Well, that's what phase 3 is supposed to be. I guess you'd have to be jumping back between phases 2 and 3. I don't know if I'm gonna do a third phase so well. I did like really like the mental image of just like yeeting somebody off to the side here. I think we could still do that. I just don't think we're gonna get the fun airlock joke if I don't have like a dedicated airlock management board, but with an hour left, I bet I can make this a nice 1-2 loop of, you know, tractor beam, bussin', tractor beam, bussin'. I might just go for that, I think. A little less than an hour, but you know. As always, who is counting? This is my title currently. Tractor beam bussin'. Okay, let's see then. I need to add the counter grace to my config file. That's easy enough. Grace. Roll.counter beauty. Roll.counter grace. Grace should be... Okay, so this is like a reaction time. So if it said, hey, you need to stop at odometer 12. Well, let's try a grace of 4, because I do have the odometer only incrementing every like 10 ticks. Let's do 3. Let's see what this ends up looking like. And you can see again where it's like, yeah, this is my custom defined counter, so maybe I'll make it all caps. And then I'm like, no, actually I won't do that. So we tick. We update the odometer if prog is stop at. Actually, give me a sec. I'm gonna actually run my ad break now. We're at 7:40, the proper ad break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and maybe I'll figure out this bus thing. Stick around. Okay, sorry, I had a conversation with Gate there. I'm gonna recalibrate my timer. Conveniently, I accidentally left it on during the ad break, and realized. So I think that's kind of gonna even out. So I think that's about where we're supposed to be. Yeah, we'll do one more minute. Okay. So still an hour though. Crazy. I definitely am cheating. There's no way I'm not. Let's restart these. Boop. Yes, good. Okay. What the heck were we doing? We're picking a point to stop at. We should add the current odometer value. I like the idea that the odometer doesn't, you know, reset, because it's an odometer. You don't really do that. That honestly kind of works as a better level than level. Actually, I might end up writing the odometer back here if I have time instead. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, so then instead, give... Did I call it Odo? I really should have called it Odo. I called it Prague, knowing it would be the odometer. Give stop at Prague. So now this number goes up. Grace to say 3. If Prague, give stop Prague. Yeah. Wait. Oh god, it's... Sorry. Give... Yes, okay. I'm not used to there not being an actual concrete number. Okay, so we are giving stop at. So stop at will be a number larger than Prague, while Prague continues to go up. If Prague is stop at, or our stop. Request a stop. Okay, so we're gonna do right at 22.5. Then go back to tick. Alright, and then we'll handle that with this. Well, I guess we also are going to have handle not stopping. Let's start with this. Let's make sure this looks correct. I'm going to mark this a little better without presenting the text for now. Nobody wants to stop. Oh, nope. Okay, they did. That's right, it went up to like 24. Did I just do right at again? Yeah. I really hate specifying colors here. Red. Whew, it's actually a little short. I'll just get rid of the dashes, that's fine. 24 then? Dash space, yeah. Or we can hard code the dashes. I think that's just a struggle of... Yeah, I could use the numerical value. Loom still suffers from the 42 character limit of Kev edit, which, I mean, I can't really blame Kev for that, even though it technically works with longer lines. Requested. Okay, yeah, no. I was gonna say, in refusing to open an external file we've worked before, I've done like if condition set nop and just have an empty flag and then like I did this in my Oktoberfest game, but obviously stop requested, like that's longer. And we're not checking, we already checked the condition. I mean, I worked with Kev Edit. I redefined some keys and I touched nothing else. Yeah, actually, Will, you weren't here for the beginning when I revealed it, but this is technically not Loom Vanilla. I've rebound my F1 through F4 to these keys instead. Just out of habit from working on my tablet. My tablet habit. You see. But yeah, we don't need to nop here. Oh, you don't need a stub command? I didn't even realize that. Okay. I thought you meant no nop there. You just never need a nop. I felt so clever. I felt like I was breaking the rules with a nop. Okay. Stop requested. Let's just do it like this, actually. I don't even think we need a grace counter, per se. Let's just say, like... requested stop. Any second now. Dang, that was like the last one. Okay. 6, 7, 3. Maybe we should make it a grace period of 5. Did that appear in the right spot? Yes, but it's just one more because it's slightly askew. It's fine. It can be very slightly off-center. Nobody's going to count. Okay. We'll have stop requested. This guy, if ship, well, I think for time constraints, we're just gonna require somebody wants to stop for you to be able to stop the bus. I don't want to handle just stopping at a stop where there's nobody there. Like, you just drive past that. You don't do it. So if this is in play, do this. We'll send ship to stop. Can we make the stars stop? I was considering this earlier on because I knew I would need it. Yeah, I think as long as they just stop walking. Don't need that end, but who cares? Then otherwise we'll just tell it to go back to looping. I think that'll work. So let's make it just do both. And star stop. So we're going to make this an automated process. We'll let the ship handle this. We'll pick a random number of passengers. Commenting code, no thank you, actually. So if, or no, we're going to want to set, let's just, we haven't touched, yeah. We'll just set this. This is how many passengers are going to leave. Random number. We'll say 1 through 5, 4. We'll go with 4. If object 1 is above, what's passenger counter on bus? Then we will set object 1 to on bus. We'll clamp. Unfortunately, the pod people won't be there to increase the number of people on the bus to more than boarded it. Okay, so this will get us 1 through 4, but not more than the passengers currently on board. What's the copy? I'm gonna have like a generic passenger here and just copy it to the left or right, and then give it a cycle and a walk direction and have it jettison itself off into space. Duplicate. Duplicate at, I mean, I guess 224 is going to be the coordinates. 224. God, thanks Tim Sweeney for making this the direction. Random direction perpendicular to random north-south. That'll give us east-west. Oh, but I need to store that direction, though, if I'm going to inject data into that stat, huh? Or random perpendicular n. I always forget that you can just do that. Hang on, is this actually going to work for what I want to do? Oh yeah, I don't need to inject the stat. I can just have the object in the corner realize that it's not at 224 and act appropriately. So yeah, actually. Random direction perpendicular to north, so that's east or west. They do their thing. We'll idle for a little bit. I'll do that. Will wait. Source. Oh, it's relative. Okay, it's relative to our passenger object. It's relevant to this guy. Okay, well, it's relevant to that guy. We also need to handle. Okay. So at 224 to this X, I think we're gonna hit a line limit here. This X, this Y. Oh no, we just barely fit. That's a wild one. Spin. Wasn't there? I think there was something added to make this pattern not have to be. Well, here, I got a better idea. Let me do it like this. 224. I should have erased that line with the coordinates. Spawn. We're just gonna do it like this. We're gonna have the passenger decide where it's gonna appear and handle its movement. And we're just gonna. Sorry, that's supposed to be sent at. Set its object 1 to this X. Yeah, and that'll also handle the edge case, where if you stop your bus against this wall, they'll always end up going to the right instead. We can do that, I think. Okay, we're going to spin the wheels of the bus here for a little random delay. Doing too much polish. We'll just say advance. Spin. Going round and round, that's right. Okay, so small delay. So they're not all clumped up. Oh man, too many variables. Okay, so this is. We'll say leave, not empty the bus, because we're not emptying it. Only some of them are leaving. It might not be everybody. We leave. Wasn't passengers. It was on bus. All done. Spawn the dude in. We'll spin our wheels. We'll spin the next. We'll make the next guy leave. I enjoy it too. It's just I'm very. When the jam game is an engine game, it's a lot harder to just say, and it ends here. It's either playable or it isn't. I can't just submit this right now. It'll suck. I'll be like, boy, I wish I made it so you could, like, play. Okay, I think this should work. Wait, what's this doing now? Object 2, that's the delay. For advance. Right, you need this. Oh, well then what? We don't even need that. Can take that, we do all this. And we'll say if on bus. Next phase. We'll handle that later. Great. What's gonna happen here currently? I know we don't have our dude programmed in the corner, so not a lot. But you know what? Actually, for testing, let's make this happen faster. Oh, this feels like so much. Oh, okay, things were kind of happening. Okay, a lot happened. Everybody exited the bus very quickly and orderly, and that's good. I can't complain too much about that. Okay. On bus. We take away somebody on the bus. Yeah, actually, let me at least make you dude. Spawn. Set. I know that's, again, redundant, but whatever. We said we were injecting the bus coordinates. We'll worry about the literal edge case. We'll worry about that later. Use that to show for object 1, this X. Okay, so we don't want to use object 1 first of all. And our Y coordinate is 18. Okay, so we go to here. West. Oh, no, we don't want to move here. We want to copy ourselves. We want to duplicate I. This correct? Duplicate self at this coordinate. Walk west. Again, so it goes. Sure, have a few points. Die. That's life, baby. Okay. So that should at least do something. And write all that. Yeah, again, apparently the gray text didn't matter whatsoever. Surprise, let's see what my code does now. Okay, they all really don't want to be on this bus. You know, if this is gonna end up being a one character bus, and it totally is at this point, I'll just make it look like that. It's a circle. It's gonna look the same from every angle. so what's happening here? We're hitting this loop. Take on bus 1. We didn't spawn anything though, did we? Okay, we're definitely hitting that. Now I'm just being bullied by my own game. I hadn't considered what this would look like. This creepy pasta of a game now. Okay, so it's printing that text. So we are getting to here. And we're constantly getting to here. And passengers is going down, right? We gotta fix that, because it says I have 50 passengers. I really want that number to look more accurate. Okay, but we get down to like 5 passengers or whatever. I said the 10 for like debug. Somewhere. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun to find my missing weird code. Oh, did I put it in here maybe? No. Well, a little worried about that. Where the hell did that code go? Then do to spawn. Duplicate I. 18. Let me get rid of that horrible leave message, or at least make it a one-liner. Alright, we have 10 passengers. And it is draining. So our passenger count is going on bus is decreasing. P set at 224. Send at 224. 224. I mean, there's only the one here. Actually, I don't know if that's going to cause issues doing it that way, even though that's, yeah. Send that 224. I forgot the slash. This is where I would need a slash. I think that's my issue. I hope that's my issue. Hope it all works great now. Leave. I thought I added the extra line. Oh, but it did stop though. Is that, if that's anything? Alright, clearly things are happening. Let's just put on your spacesuit before you actually leave. That way I don't have to worry about colors and characters. I'm sorry I made leave the meme of the stream. I really didn't think that through. Okay, so the passenger, we're not duplicating. But this guy is disappearing, so he's running his code. We got 100 points. I at object 118. reset at 224. Set its object 1 to this thing's x coordinate. And then tell it to go to spawn. I'm looking at the reference here. Duplicate. Clones the stat in the given direction and puts it in the duplicate direction. Duplicate I, yeah, that's right. Duplicate I in a direction can be used to have an object clone itself. Am I breaking things again? Okay, so he's duplicating. So I think maybe it's... move this to here. Oh, because the very first one is... no, because we're seeing this message a bunch. So you need a loop first and foremost. If this y 18, can we do a thing? This should be its own thing. Okay, maybe this is good. What the heck? How much time do I have? I've got less than 30 minutes. I might just take a different approach here. I'm opening the config file. I am changing the color of bullets to gray, and I am changing them to character 2. You now shoot a smiley face. And we're just gonna... mess around with duplication another time. We don't need this or this. We're just gonna shoot east or west. And get some points for it. Hang on, actually, I kind of like that. That was still not correct. But dang, if people didn't get off that bus. Yeah, it's appropriate too, because like, this is from orbit. You gotta land somewhere. So I think the real thing is this: we keep hitting this code very, very fast. It did kind of work. Actually, how many points do I have? Do I still have that open? Yeah, I have 1,000 points. We've cleared out 10 passengers. So how many? Didn't I have a counter for how many are leaving the bus? No, I think I just used like object 1 or something for less readable code. Yeah. People leaving is 1d4. Take, we shoot. I think this ends up being correct and just very funny. No, because we still lost all 10 passengers at once. If object 1 is above on bus, we're seeing passengers drain. Man. I don't think we're going to get a nice clean looping game at this point. That's unfortunate. 24 minutes. Actually, what's the on-screen timer say? Yeah, 24 minutes. Alright, well, don't give up yet. See what we can still do. Stop is requested. You stop. Well, I don't mind that it's happening crazy fast. It's kind of funny like that, but it should be capped at most 4, when instead the entire bus is leaving. All passengers have left the bus. It does say next phase, right? I don't have that. Yeah. That shot out 10 people, and we hit our next phase down there. What the heck is on bus? Yeah, like, that's good. Because we're using this. This is what it is. Bullet passengers is good. There's hope yet. Okay, actually, what does this do now? Because this might be... Well, okay. We fired a passenger. Bad command, all done. No, that means it was done firing. Only one person got off on this stop, I think. Well, let's make it 2 through 5. No. Ah, please. I just want to go back so y'all can... Yeah, so we fired 2. We fired 2, and that little dot is where they wanted to go. That's their stop. Odometer's still ticking. Passengers didn't actually go down. So that's why we need to take both. So then we also take on bus 1. And this is going to clamp it, so I don't have to worry about... This one is always going to run out first. So then, all done? And next phase. Hang on. All done this means there's no more passengers. No more passengers. Back to phase 1. Don't mind the typo. But that's not true. There's still 8 people on the bus. Okay, all done isn't. All done is next phase. I think we wanna... Okay. Stop complete. So what do we do? We want unlock you. Star goes back to start. Same thing, we'll start slowly, we'll be polite, and then we'll go back to loop. We'll start walking again. It's gonna be funny when like you stop right in front of something and then you immediately ram into it after your bus has come to a complete stop and has to start moving again. Yeah, so that'll reset that. Reset this. What else is... Like this. Okay, so this stop complete. The odometer needs to also stop ticking. What's odometer ticking? Well, this is the only... Technically, I don't like this thing going to stop instead of tick, but whatever. Oh, actually, we can just stop it here. So then setup goes to... Set next stop. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to have time to actually do an entire thing out of this, unfortunately. dang it, it's a good effort, and I will keep going. I will do a post jam, I'm sure, with this. No, so you're back to the bus. Okay, so star, you unlock, star start, what are you? Set up set next stop. Set next stop. $24.5. Already second guessed myself. That's what I said, right? 24.5? 24.5. 5. Dark blue, dark blue. Oh, that's going to be too long, I think. Stop request. I mean, it just needs to be spaces, so it can be any background. It can be any foreground. STOP space REQ UESTED. I think that's right. Alright, there's still a lot of stuff that's not actually done. Okay, and I actually like that that's fast. Oh, hang on, yeah. This... Oh, because I was right next to something. Alright. And... if we just say, who cares? Okay. I think we can pivot a little bit here with the grace period and just be like, listen, man, if you want to drive past that stop, you drive past that stop. What we should actually do is once the stop is requested, our stop, I'm going to do this, points. If our stop. So the quicker you react, the more points you'll get for people who get off the bus. Again, just like in real life. We'll do an increment of 5. And then instead of... let's do it. Give score. Let's use a board counter so I can be quick and dirty about this. Board 1? Is it board 1 or is it local? Local. It's called local. Yeah, the board counters, yeah. I always forget if it's local or board off the top of my head. So local 1. We'll do it like this. If we're just running this every tick. Okay. Okay. 1. points. Set local 1 back to 100. Now we're setting what sets our stop. You do here. And then we should clear that here. Because I think otherwise we're actually able to stop at all times. This is probably going to be an extremely buggy game. Whatever comes out here tonight. Didn't get any points at all now. Oh, wait. Wait. 0. Still 0. Oh, because I never actually initialized it the first time. I had it do that later in the code, yes. This needs... Pardon? This needs to live up here. Okay. I'm so afraid of like doing anything that the player isn't intended to do. Six. 4. I'm always getting 2. Okay, so stop complete needs to check. Phase 1. Phase 1. Wait, can I see the 2-5? What? Whatever detail that is. Set object 1. This is how. Oh, that's how many. Oh, yeah. Random number from 2 to 5. Okay, let's see what happens here. Hey, okay, it's a little too abrupt. That's also something I consider. There's no reason this has to be how the game starts. It can also be the second phase. But alright, that's looking closer to playable. Well, we ran out of time here. Let's see, what's handling that? Timer 1 end level. Okay, end level I'm saying lock player. That's fun and all. Okay, we remember to unlock there. Timer. There is no next level. Next level would reset this, set the timer. Does that function? Is this going to actually technically do it in a really abrupt but functional manner? I think we actually do want to start on this side now. We want to get rid of some of this debug stuff. I wish I didn't scatter it in like 5 different objects. So where the heck was it? Please. Debug stuff. Okay. How functional are we actually? What do we got? 7 minutes? My passengers don't seem to be displaying down there. Which they were before. Okay, that's still not doing quite right. Passengers. Oh, I think I accidentally cut from the source when I did passengers on the next board. 18, 22, what are my coordinates? 25, 22. We're hitting on level. Oh. Yeah. Okay, this is another case where there's a lot going on. Syntax matters a lot more at times than we've... Okay. There's also, like, no real reason to move with how fast and limited the time is, but whatever. Okay, 8 passengers. We're flying. Odometer's ticking. Stop requested. Get some bonus points. Okay, it's a little awkward when you are actually next to something and nothing gets shot. It says level 2. The timer seemed to have reset. Hey man, if this ends up being like actually playable, even if it's not good, I'll be very happy with that. Okay. What's my timer at? 5 minutes. We're almost there. What has happened on this board? Still says stop requested, and we're frozen. So we want to clear our stop. I thought we did before warping. And we should also unlock down here. The object locks, you have enter on. I don't think this one actually locks. We lock the player awkwardly, but what we should really do is just be like, just make that not the most abrupt thing in the world. Okay. Bad. Oh, I'm a bad bus driver. Oh, I'm a good bus driver. Level 2, come on. I might not need a post-GM version if this technically all works. You know me, I hate going back to things. Okay, so we're still... seen again. I'm sorry. I really wish there was just like a, hey, this is the active window. Okay. So this is still frozen. And I guess there's no way to die, because I don't think I actually... Your bus running out of integrity is no longer a thing. I was gonna have it so that, you know, being bad at letting people off at their stops made you lose integrity as well, but whatever. Why? Why? Hang on, what's this state look like when I'm playing? I can move. This can move. Up doesn't do anything. Does this work? Just debug. Oh, you put a version string up there. Not that you can see it with how I have the sidebar cropped, but I'm cool with spending a minute just to make this finish looping, because we're basically there. But what is breaking here? Oh, you never like re-enter. Does that do it? That's probably gonna do something. Also, yeah, because it still has the text, so this should then erase the text. And I think I might need to send star to stop, or to start again. All this stuff, where does this go? I think if we do star start, score resets, I think this might do it. I've got 50 seconds on my local timer. I got 40 on here. Okay, this is the make or break point. If it works here, we're perfect. If it doesn't, I saved on the wrong board. Okay. If it works here, we're perfect. Oh, I'm just gobbling them up. For God's sake. Alright, jettison those boys into space. There's no game over. And there's still that. Oh. That's the sound of a timer expiring. Entering next phase. How's it gonna work? I can move. I can beam. I can miss. I can miss real bad. You'd see the previous guy still leaving, but... Oh, I think this is actually working. 2 passengers left. There they go. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that stop complete text, but I think I technically pulled it off. Don't remember what this is about. Stop complete. And, you know, just for good measure, if HP is 0, go over. Just, this is all it takes. Plus explode. Everything always explodes. That counts. 2.4 hours jam H126 circuit. Kate was saying he wants to show up in special thanks more often, so I mean, listen, this is my title screen. There was... I've ran a tight title screen timing before, but... I think that's just barely sufficient. I'm going to put the player here, because they do start paused. That'll do. I think that's plenty. I don't want to go overboard. Oh, but I think it all works. Somehow. Barely. Running on duct tape. All kinds of visible debug information and objects, but whatever, man. No story. Didn't get to write a fun little hail to the bus driver. I mean, I guess that can just be the game title. Thank you for joining me, Nicole. I'm glad I pulled it off somehow. Just barely. I think we're golden. Let's just, again, give it one last go. I can play as much as I want. I'm just not allowed to make things anymore. It's probably real fragile, but... Wow, you know, remember when I started this engine and had like 14 passengers, and now I have like 6? Dang, it really starts you off in the thick of it though, huh? Kinda gotta figure it out for yourself. That's what text files are for. Oh, nice. Good, more people should stream their experience with these things. Making them and breaking them. I'll say this about this game. If I had this on my graphing calculator in high school, oh, I would have loved it. I think an 8x16 character resolution would be perfect for a game like this. Level 3, the level number goes up, your odometer keeps ticking. And we should eventually be able to die. This is a storied one. Like, of all of these 2.4 hour jams I've done at this point, I think this one has been like the most fun to make. Yeah, it's got some like Atari energy too. Yeah, and I can't hit the stop button at the wrong time. It is just, it's a loop. It loops. I'm a little sad that I couldn't do any fun airlock shenanigans, because, like, Lord knows. Well, you know what? I guess I had it. I did actually have it in progress here. This is perfect, actually. Like, yeah, like, error, bad command, crash. Like, that's a pretty good way for it to go. That's also because debug mode is on. Okay, yeah, no, that actually works. That's perfect, actually. I won't even disable debug mode on that. Oh, well, okay, if it's gonna keep popping up endlessly while the player tries to quit the game, I might have to do that, but... Oh, did I just time it really well? Sorry, that's a force of habit of just, like, trying to get the escape in just in time. Now I'm... Oh, well, there we go. That works, too. I hadn't considered that. Good enough. Good enough. But yeah, as I was trying to say, every sci-fi ZZT game, I love to crash into the hangar doors if it lets me. I think that's the hallmark of a good game. And I feel like this game kind of captures that energy a little bit. I was hoping to do that more with the airlock. I think it's a very funny error message to leave intact. I don't... Did it spam? I didn't actually check. Oh, what? Oh, because it is debug mode. It is still... No. What? Also, I hadn't considered what happens here if you don't get any passengers. I do want to end the stream, so I'm going to actually just make sure that the pop-ups aren't actually insane. If they are, I will change it. If not, I'll leave it be because it is funny. Right, I got to crash on purpose. Sorry. Too busy having fun playing my great video game. Oh, they picked the wrong bus today. Alright, bad command crash. That's great. That's perfect comedic timing. Get fired. Get this pop-up again, so I'm assuming it's gonna keep... Yeah. Okay. Can I make it... Clear error.msg after an endgame. I will do that as my final act. Okay. I think that should do it. So now when you actually get that second pop-up here. Yeah. I think this should be good. Again, wrong phase, technically. All right. One last run. I will also say, for my fears of like this part here hitting a point where it's just like, oh well, there was nothing I could do, it doesn't really seem to be happening. I think you could probably loop this. No, yeah, now I requested the stop. Okay, so we get our crash, we get it fired, game ends. Ah, you get this lovely scene. And lastly, we're going to, oh, no, not do this. Lastly, we're going to have 0 passengers and we're going to hit stop. And I think that should just take us right back to this phase. I don't think it should matter. Again, obviously, if there was more time, we could, I mean, you could lose bus integrity IMO for this. Next phase. It's still going to request a stop. Yeah, that's good enough. That's fine. All right. Not happy with the title screen, but happy enough otherwise. Good jam. That was a fun one. Excellent topics. Now I gotta do the Haas variant, where you're riding around on a horse. 3 hours, 2 colors, 1 board. Well, no, I did use 2 boards. I considered at the start of like, yeah, maybe I can just, since it's just tiny windows, cramming it all into a single board. I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't, especially since the 3rd phase never happened, but yeah. Good stuff. So that is gonna do it for today. I'll get this submitted in the morning tomorrow. Put it on the museum and itch. I will be back again on Sunday at noon Pacific, where I'm going to start playing all the new submissions to this jam. Well, it sounds like Dredge on here is going to be doing the same tomorrow, so do check that out as well. Oh, how do you do that cool shout out? There, I think. Does that okay, yes, there's the link up top to follow if you want to check out her stream tomorrow. But Sunday at noon will be when I get through them myself. And then next Friday, gotta actually figure that out. There'll be more then. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. What on earth do I have? Oh, that's my timer. Okay, I was just looking at my little event window. Thank you all for the support, all the subs, all the follows, all the thank yous, and all the help. I would not have been able to do this as a solo experience. We'd have just had the one game, and it would have been worse than the one in the Mars rover. Alright. Is that it? That's about it. It's 9 o'clock. I gotta get out of here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all had fun. And hope to see you all next time. Later.